Hey, hey. Hello, hello. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Come on in the room. I have a special treat for you today. I'm just going to wait for a couple of people to get in. So I want us to have a great time tonight. So let a couple of you guys get in. I hope everybody is faring well during this pandemic. Hope everyone is staying safe. So let's see if I can get a couple of more people in the room. Come on in, come on in. Well, let me go ahead. So Saturday, I need to book a virtual consultation. Yes, go ahead. I'm here for you. Hi, Tissa. Hi, Nisha. So, let's see here. Today we have a special guest. So, yes, as of yesterday, I had something, actually not yesterday. It's been on my mind for a very long time. Something that I really wanted to do was to shed some light on some small businesses, Black-owned businesses. And I decided that one way that I can do that was by starting a spotlight day. Like during the weekends, I'll shine some light on some Black-owned businesses and so forth. So, from starting yesterday, I decided that every Saturday I'm going to have something called Spotlight Saturdays. And with the Spotlight Saturdays, for those of you with small businesses, Black-owned businesses that would like to get it out there, although my platform is not as big, but I would rather use my platform to help others, because I realize that, the best way to go about daily, honestly, what makes me happy is to make sure that, I'm helping others. That's why I'm in the field that I'm in, because it makes me feel so good when someone comes into my chair. They're able to relax, lay all their troubles before they get through that threshold. It is all about positivity from that point forward. So, I decided what my way that I can help others is by shining that spotlight on those that have smaller businesses, and to, get it out there. So for those of you that have a small business, Black owned, ran by a woman, CEO, girl boss, please get in my DMs. Leave me with your email address or what you do, and we can go ahead and get this started. And every Saturday I will have picked someone, and we will go ahead and make sure that I post you on my page. Also, I'll make sure that we go ahead and get a live together so we can get everybody else getting to know who you are, okay, and what you have going on. So yes, Tissa, you could be my next Spotlight Saturday, So today we have a very special guest, which is my cousin, and she's going to come on. She's a licensed clinical social worker. I believe I said that the right way. And she has her own business, several businesses, and she also has her own way of saying that we need to learn how to redefine grief. Grief is not just death, okay? So we're going to go ahead and get her on today. Let's see here. And let's welcome Miss Herdine. Just going to wait for her to get on. Hey, Dean. Okay, so I was just letting everybody know that you have your own business. I want you to get on here, just let them know about. Now, you had to come with makeup.
I stay fly 24/7 in this house.
Okay, I'll fly naked. Okay. I'm going to be fly naked. All right.
I couldn't come on your stage and not fly.
But you
laugh. If you had caught me about 15 minutes before going live, that's a different story.
I got you. So what I want you to do is I want you to tell the people a little bit about yourself and what you do. But also, before she starts, if you guys have questions during this live, don't put it in the comment section. I want you, you're going to see a little box and it has a question mark right next to it. You will pin your comments there, and then as we go, we'll answer your questions for you. Okay? You have the stage, Hartine.
Did you pin it already, the topic for tonight?
Oh no, what's your topic?
Making grief sexy.
Ooh, how do you do that?
We're gonna make grief sexy.
Okay.
We're gonna make grief sexy.
All right. Okay. Let's go ahead and pin that. Give me a second.
Making grief sexy.
All right, so that's our topic today. We're going to go ahead and make grief sexy. I don't know how you can possibly do that, so you definitely have to go ahead and school these people on this, because I don't know how.
It's easy. You know why? How it's easy? It's because it's my talent. It's my gift. Like, I can't do hair, Bev. I don't know how to braid.
No, you don't.
I don't know how to do those things, so I got to entrust. Hey, Jazz, I got to entrust my hair in your hands. You understand?
I hear that.
So for me, I have been studying and looking at grief probably since as far back as I can remember, as 7 years old, by attending funerals.
You love funerals. Guys,
yeah.
I don't know why. I've never met an individual that loved funerals. Me, I can't stand them. But her, she can attend so many funerals. No, she don't even got to know the person. She will attend that funeral.
I would drive miles and miles and miles, hours and hours and hours just to attend someone's funeral. Why? Because the truth of the matter is there is a lesson to be learned. I know we say that I like funerals or I like attending funerals, but the real truth is I like seeking wisdom.
Oh.
I like seeking wisdom. And one of my favorite scriptures is, it says, it is better to go to a house of mourning than it is to go to a party. I bet you didn't read that one.
No, I didn't.
And that's why I'm the chief grief crusader.
Uh-huh.
Because what God is saying in that scripture, He's saying there is lessons to be learned when someone dies. When we attend, we typically say homegoing celebration, homegoing party, homegoing.
Mm-hmm.
They're going home, but we're left here. Why do you think God would want us to gather together?
Uh-huh.
Have you ever thought about that? I think God wants us to gather together to learn lessons. And in learning these lessons, it over the years, probably since of the age of 7, and going to what? I'm be 40 this year.
Mm-hmm.
I have been attending funerals and I've been learning life lessons. For example, the very first funeral I ever passed out on or at, I was 8 years old. It was, I remember the church. I can pass it by in Fort Lauderdale till this day. It was a family of 5, all white caskets in the front.
Yeah.
What lesson did I walk away? 1, you can't put too many people in the church. Because guess what happens? Little kids like me who attend pass out.
Uh-huh.
Okay? And then 2, never play with matches.
Right.
That family died in a house fire. So in my 7-year-old mind, in my 7-year-old thinking,
mm-hmm.
I left that funeral saying I would never play with matches. I still remember it to this day, even having 3 of my kids, Azriel, Tamar, and Jason.
Right.
I taught them the lessons very early. We don't play with matches. So over the years, that's what I was doing while I was attending these funerals. I was adding wisdom to my memory bank. So that living this best life is good for me. And then the title of therapist came. And then the title of the Chief Grief Crusader. And
mm-hmm.
then the title of Redefining Grief Podcast, where I drop these nuggets
mm-hmm.
and I use other people's life experiences to then help us connect the pieces. Because the moment you decide that you are going to sit in sadness,
mm-hmm.
you know, oftentimes people are taught we need to run away from it, not run to it.
Yeah.
We're taught, you don't want to be sad. I'm here to say it's a delicate balance. You can be sad and happy. You can be sad and happy, but it's that delicate balance that's gonna, hey baby, it's that delicate balance that's gonna help you, move forward.
But how does someone who's in that moment, they've lost someone, they're in that moment of feeling as if their world is over, how do they find that balance? How, like, because for me, I know in losing my grandparents, which was the closest death that I've ever experienced, at that time, for somebody to come and tell me how to feel and to find that balance, I won't be able to see that. So how do they get to that point? Because for me, I'm like, what kind of lesson I'm supposed to learn when they, someone I love has been taken? And you know me, Dean, I'm not that close to many people, and for me to have to learn from something like that, I need you to go ahead and elaborate on that one.
And what I'm going to elaborate, I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back to what you originally said. You said something about for people to tell you. I'm not in the business as a chief grief crusader to tell anybody to feel any kind of way.
That part.
I'm in the business of seeing them, hearing them, and allowing them to feel their emotions. Those three things. I see you, I hear you, and I feel your emotions. What happens is too many of us don't have a safe place to go to.
Right.
Because we've been taught as little kids, why are you crying?
Why are you crying? That's a big one. We don't cry.
Oh, you go cry in the room by yourself. Don't cry around people.
I don't want to hear that.
The best way to cry is to go cry in your room. We're taught all of these things instead of saying, or if you come home and said, I'm having a really bad day, more than likely you would say, if for us in our Haitian, go, oh, manger, get something to eat.
Yes.
So we're never, ever, ever been really taught how to deal with these sad emotions. And I'm not saying hoopty-doody, oh well. What I'm saying is, because remember that scripture I said, it is better to go to the house of mourning than it is to go to a party?
Yes.
Because I strongly, and the end of that scripture says, death is the destiny of everyone. And the living should take it to heart. So if we are living and understanding that death is for us all, I love you, Bev. I love my husband who's on this line. I love my family members who are on this line. But guess what? One day, I am going to have to say goodbye, whether I like it or not.
Right.
To the kids, to my parents, to the grandkids, my co-workers, my friends, I'm going to have to say goodbye. And in redefining grief, what that's doing is saying, I'm teaching you to now learn how to appreciate goodbye.
Appreciate
because
goodbye.
Too many times, I love the lesson I learned. How many funerals you've gone to and people are like, I shoulda, coulda, woulda. I wish I did this. I wish I said hello. I wish I picked up the phone and called. I wish I was by the bedside. So many of these things come up.
Yes.
And then they fill us up with regret, hurt, all of those things. And once you start to fill up your spirit with regret, hurt, pain, guess what happens? It robs you of your purpose. So what I'm saying is, although someone dies, although you're hurt, you still have purpose.
Yeah. Because
too many times, or how many, you lose your job. I gotta say that this redefining grief is understanding this is the sexy knowledge that I'm talking about. You gotta understand that grief is just not the death of someone. Grief is saying you lost your job, you're hurt, that's painful. You worked so hard. You showed up. You missed your child's plays. Okay?
Yes,
You didn't go attend their soccer match. You didn't go to their basketball games. You didn't go to their award shows because you wanted to be a great employee.
Right.
Hoping to get a bonus at the end of the year, right?
Not knowing they'll refill your job as soon as you gone.
Thank you very much.
That part.
That part. So that's when you get that grief sexy knowledge. That grief sexy knowledge is saying, this is not forever.
Mm-mm.
I cannot take this for granted. So I have to show up and be present in my life.
Yes.
So I have to show up
and be present.
I have to show up
and be present.
Hello,
Yes.
hello. I have to show up and be present, because too many of us are taking life for granted.
Yes.
Because we're not showing up, thinking we have tomorrow.
Well, tomorrow's not promised. It's not promised for anyone.
Hey, Bev, we say it, but do we really believe it?
I just think we're not ready for it. I think there's people out there that believe it, but they may not be ready for the fact that it's not promised. Because you know what? That goes back to saying they don't really believe it. Because it's like, okay, well, it may not be me. It can't be me. It may not be promised to everybody else, but it doesn't dawn on them that it may not be them personally. Yeah, so I get that. Yeah.
So you have to be present. And in being present, it allows you to appreciate the small things. Because we think everybody's going to be available to us forever. No. A phone call can change your life. Yeah. I need everybody to sit in that for a minute. A phone call can change your life. One phone call, one ring. Hello. Hi, is this Mrs. Mercier? I'm calling to tell you this news. I'm calling to tell you that your husband has been arrested for going out to get a prostitute. That's grief.
Oh, shame the devil, not that part. Jameson, she didn't mean that. She didn't mean that part. Oh, Lord. That's right. She didn't mean that part, y'all. But we get what you're saying. We understand. In a blink of an eye, things can change. I understand that.
And what I also want us to know is, I'm sorry, baby. I'm sorry. I love you. Bad example. Bad. Not you, Dr. J. So what it's also saying, Bev, is we say any little phone call can change our lives. But the truth of the matter is, we think it can't happen to us. Right. We think it can't happen to us. We think that it's somebody else's business. But one of the things that always make me say I'm grateful is any Saturday, for the most part, that's when funeral services are happening. Any Saturday that I have to stop and not be behind the hearse, the family behind the hearse, I'm grateful. I'm grateful. But I know one day I'll be.
But how do you get ready for that? How do you get your family's mindset ready for knowing, even your young children? Because I know for me, I tell my kids all the time, especially when they're fighting, I say, hey, stop. I said, because you need to learn how to get along with each other. And you need to learn how to understand that you two are different. And you need to also know that you guys have to be there for each other, because mommy may not be here all the time. So because of the death that I've experienced in my family, I know that I have to prepare them as well. But what are other ways that parents and, family members can prepare them for that? And I like how you said redefining grief. So when I'm asking you this, I'm not just talking about death. I'm talking about, losing a job, losing a friend. Because when they're young like that, they're losing friends.
Okay, let's just pause on the friendship thing.
Okay.
You're good friends, longtime friends, 15 years, y'all going down. She knows your secret, you know her secret.
Right.
Pop off. Something pop off,
Drum.
Right?
Drum.
And when it pops off, guess what happens?
What happens?
Secret starts being told. They ain't secrets no more.
Well, I'm not that kind of friend.
I know. I'm not either. I'm loyal. But as a therapist and as
Right.
a grief coach, I've heard it all.
Yes.
And so what I want to tell you is when things pop off, when relationships end,
Mm-hmm.
stories get told that things that were supposed to be buried aren't buried.
Even business relationships.
Even business relationships. People
Yep.
have to grieve business relationships.
Yep.
And so this is where that sexy wisdom comes in around grief. It's saying what people aren't doing, they're
Mm-hmm.
masking the disappointment of the friendship ending by now trying to hurt.
Yeah.
So you have two individuals.
Who I heard.
Hey, Ray. You have
Mm-hmm.
two individuals who were friends.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're not friends anymore.
And hurt people hurt people.
Thank you. You said it.
There you go.
Instead of coming to them and say, Bev, you hurt me.
Mm-hmm.
The way you went to Rena and talked about me behind my back,
Mm-hmm.
that truth hurt me. I can't believe that you told my darkest of darkest of darkest secrets.
Right.
Because you were hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And so in saying that, now you're able to now tell the truth. I developed 5 anchors of helping you process grief.
Yeah, I seen that you said that in your video. Go ahead and expand on that a little.
Okay, so the 5 anchors, the very first one is saying, I'm telling the truth.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling the truth that after 35 years of being married to this man, I have found out that he's fathered other kids. He's done disrespectful things. And now he's left me broken, ashamed. That's the very first step that she's taking.
Okay.
The second thing is I'm telling the truth about my hurt. Mm-hmm. Too many of us don't tell the truth about our hurt. Mm-hmm. The second thing is saying my heart breaks. These are the reasons my heart breaks. How many times have you sat with a girlfriend and she felt vulnerable, or a guy friend and he felt vulnerable enough to say, this is why my heart broke.
Right.
This is what broke my heart.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have that. So I'm teaching people how to speak. The truth is, I'm hurt that he did that after 35 years.
Right.
My heart broke in and I feel ashamed. Mm-hmm. The third thing is the connection. Who are you connected with? And in connecting with the right people is saying, who are you in community with? Do they see you? Do they hear you? Or when you go to them and says, this is what happened in my marriage. This is what happened in our relationship. Are they telling you, girl, you need to lay down. Just lay down.
Uh-huh.
Or are they taking the time to say, I hear you, I see you, and I validate what you're saying.
Right.
Too many times we try to give advice. Ladies and gentlemen, this is my public announcement. People know the answers to their own problems.
One more time for the people in the back, please, Miss Herdine.
People know the answers to their own problems.
That's right.
So when they come to you, they're really coming to you so that you can be a shoulder or an ear, a shoulder that they can lay their hand on, or a listening ear.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they're coming to you.
Yep.
They're coming to you for that very reason.
Yeah.
So that they can be seen, heard, and validated. Not really advice.
You know, I tell people, you know, the movie Avatar. Is it Avatar? And it gets to the part and she's like, I see you. That is my favorite line in that whole movie because it spoke so many volumes because it was like, I see you. For someone to say, I see you, and it's not in the present sense of, hey, look, I see you like this. I'm seeing you. You know, I'm hearing you.
I'm seeing you to the depth of your soul. Like,
yes.
I see you.
Yes.
You don't even have to utter a word, but because I know you as my friend,
Uh-huh.
I see you and I know
I
that
see
you're
you.
hurt.
Yeah.
And you're trying, and we try to mask things. Well, let me finish the anchors and then I'll go back to mask.
Okay.
If I don't remember, remind me to go back.
Okay.
I told you it was telling the truth about
Right.
your hurt. The second one was telling the truth about your hurt,
Uh-huh.
telling the truth about your heartache, your
Uh-huh.
pain, your heartache. The third one is saying connection. Who
Yeah.
are you connected with? And I got to put this one in.
Uh-huh.
The most powerful thing or statement you can say to a friend is not Jesus got you. I'm
No.
sorry.
No.
That's I mean
I
that's
don't want
not
to hear
what
that part.
they're not saying that right now. And
Mm-hmm.
I love me some Jesus, but I'm telling you
Yes.
in regards to hurt and pain.
Yes.
In regards to hurt and pain, they don't want to hear Jesus got you. They already remember I told you we already know the answers to our problems.
Yes. Yes.
So they already know Jesus got them. They may question. Sometimes grief allows us puts us in a position where we want to question.
Mm-hmm.
You want to question, does he really got us? Because if he had us, why would I be broken right now?
Right.
Why would I be hurt? Why would I be angry? Why wouldn't he listen to my prayers? Why should I keep praying? I love this man. Why? After 3 years of dating him, it's over.
Right.
So those things come up. It's not that. It's not, here's a scripture. It's not holding your hands. That's not the most powerful thing. The most powerful statement you can make to an individual who is grieving, I don't know the answers.
Right.
But I will be here for you in this season.
Come on. Come on, Herdine. Yes.
That is the most powerful question you can ask a griever. Or statement you can say. I do not know the answers. I don't want to pretend like I know. I don't want to pretend like I have the response. I don't want to pretend nothing. I ain't calculated nothing.
Right.
I'm not doing any of those things. But the most powerful thing you can say is, I don't know the answer, but I'm here for you.
Yeah.
And now, do not ask the question if you don't plan on showing up.
Right. Right.
Do not ask this question if you do not plan on showing up.
Right.
You don't ask anybody, how can you help them, and then don't really mean it.
Exactly.
Go sit your behind somewhere with that question.
All the way down. Several seats.
All the way down.
Several seats.
Do not ask people that question if you don't plan on supporting them.
Right.
Because the moment they make that 911 call to you, saying, SOS, I need your help.
Better show up.
You don't know what. They're calling you for a lifeline because you said you would be there.
Yes.
So the truth of the matter is, show up for your friends, show up for your family, show up for the people that you're supposed to be around, and call them friends if this is really, really, really what you want to do. And stop that BS in regards to pretending like you're going to support. If you're going to support.
Don't say it unless you mean it.
Don't say it unless you mean it. Don't say it. Don't try to be nice about it. Don't say it, because it's very hard for individuals to feel vulnerable to ask you a question. You're right, Helinda. Show up or show out. It's very hard for individuals to say, I need help. It is very, very hard. And so when you tell them you will show up for them in their time of need,
right,
and you don't, that just puts another layer. On top of another layer. On top of another layer of being hurt. Am I right? Can I get some hearts up in here?
Yes.
I know I'm talking.
Go ahead. I wish I could.
Can I get some hearts up in here?
Oh, yes. Say a word.
Yes. So that's it. And then the fourth anchor is, I told you, truth is the heartache the connection, knowing how to connect with the individuals,
Yeah.
then we're gonna get to faith.
Yeah.
I love me some Jesus, but I wasn't always right with Jesus.
Right.
I've been mad at Jesus.
Yeah.
I've been pissed at Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like I was ignored by Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
And so, am I the only one?
No, you're
Or
not.
are all y'all prayers? Can I get some hearts? Yep. Okay. You know, we don't like to. Can I get some hearts?
Yes.
We don't like to be alone. But the fourth thing is saying, I'm mad, Jesus, that you ain't show up.
Right.
That's telling that truth.
Mm-hmm.
I'm mad, Jesus. You saw I was suffering. But
Yeah.
we don't want to have those conversations with God because some of us have been programmed from churches, from our parents. You never question God.
Right.
But if he's my daddy, why can't I question him?
Right.
In my time of sorrow, when the people in my connection pillar or my anchor don't
Mm-hmm.
show up, guess who shows up? Even when I'm mad at him? Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
And so if Jesus shows up, I got to be able to talk to him on my level.
Yeah.
Because regardless if I say it or not, he hears me.
Yeah.
My heart reveals it. My action reveals it. So that faith anchor is saying, I'm going to trust you without reservation.
Mm-hmm.
And in trusting you, that means that I have to keep it 100 with him.
Yeah.
A lot of us are doing, on my podcast, I have an episode called Messy on the Outside. Today is my daughter's birthday. She turned 10 years old. Tomorrow's birthday. Can I get some hearts for tomorrow?
Yes.
Hearts for tomorrow?
Some birthday cakes.
Yeah. So tomorrow is 10. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Today, and she drew this probably about 2 years ago. I'm not good with math. I think that's 8, right, Bev? Can I get an amen on that?
Amen.
I made it through that problem.
Look at that. Look at that.
I made it through that problem. I can do subtraction. I made it through that problem.
Yes.
Through that problem. But the truth of the matter is, I made it through. I'm so happy I made it through. I made 9. No, it was 10. Take away 2. Ooh, 8 times 8. Hey, Lucy, thanks for your support. Oh my God. I made it through that problem. I really did, and I lost my train of thought. Oh, yes.
Come on.
On my podcast, you have to check if you really do like my dialogue and how I am breaking down grief and having you understand grief to the next level so you're not robbed of your purpose in your life. You really want to check out my podcast called Redefining Grief. Redefining Grief with Herdine Mercier. I break down grief in a way that people don't really look at it, that will make you do a life review and go, oh, shoot, I'm a sad individual.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a hurt individual.
Hurt. They have to recognize that.
I have some bruises. Oh, shoot. I have some things that I haven't dealt with. Oh,
some
shoot.
Trauma.
Oh, shoot. I need to get on somebody's couch.
Yes. Herdine's couch.
But you know, during quarantine season, let's say a word of prayer for Rona to be over pretty soon, please, because I like people communication. But during Rona season, this Rona season. During Rona season, we have to realize that we are grieving the loss of our normalcy.
Oh yeah, come on.
Who not missing that schedule? I'm missing my schedule.
I miss it. I miss my 6 a.m., my 8 a.m. I miss my clients.
Yes.
I'm missing it. I'm missing it.
Yes. I get it. Oh, I get it now. I'm missing that green. Yeah. I'm missing that green.
Yes.
You know, and some of us, I'm missing not having to be the teacher. I just told y'all I don't go past 6th grade math. No. Right. Oh my God, I said 6th grade. No. No. Jesus,
not the 6th grade.
I don't know what devil said that. answer to the kids after second grade, go see your daddy. He got a PhD, baby. Go see your daddy.
Yes.
I don't do math. I don't do math. I can help you get unstuck with your grief. But if you come in here with some math problems, baby, today you're going to have to find somebody else.
Yeah.
But the truth of the matter is, we are now teachers, mommy,
yeah,
wife, business owners.
Yeah.
So where you used to have your kids, 5 o'clock till they go to bed at night.
That was cool.
That was cool, baby. Mama,
I'm missing them being away. Get them out this house, please.
Yes. Mama of the year doing when you mamaing during those time frames. Mama of the year, you can
Martha
show up.
said a word for in my pocket. Yes.
Yes, you can show up. But the reason you were showing up is because you got a little break.
Yes.
You had to go now fill your cup.
Yes.
Doing what you were passionate about.
Yes,
And
in that
so,
quiet time.
Oh.
Ooh, that quiet time. I'm grieving that the most.
One of my anchors is tell the truth, and this is my truth.
Okay.
I have missed my quiet time so much that now, ever since Rona started, I've been getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning just to pretend like I'm in the house by myself.
Now is that why I have insomnia ever since this Rona started?
Thank you.
I cannot sleep at night. Maybe it's because I need my quiet time. That's it. That's it.
I get up at 3, sometimes 4. I walk around the house.
Yeah.
It's just me. Sometimes I walk in the backyard. I feel like, it's just me at home.
Take your stroll.
The kids, they're far away.
Yes.
My husband, boy, I love him so. He's out there making that bread, Jesus. He's making that bread.
Make it rain, boo. Make it rain.
I walk around the house. Oh, it's just me. Oh, Lord, it's just me.
Yes.
It's me, oh, Lord, it's just me. But then 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock come around the corner, and it ain't just me in the house no more.
No more.
But guess what? I had time to recharge.
Yeah.
I had time to recharge. And I want to go into this, Bev, because this is important. I have been doing this training and talking about this acronym since Rona started. And it say, are you wearing your mask? Are you wearing your mask? And what does that represent? M, what are you doing to maintain your peace?
Oh.
If I'm getting up at 3,
I'm
getting up at 4 a.m. so that I can maintain my sanity and not be on nobody knows. That's what I got to do to maintain my peace. That's my quiet time. That's my time to praise. That's my time of praise and worship. That's my time to send work emails. That's my time to do what I need to do for me.
Right.
Because if you do not fill your cup, how are you going to serve tea to help anybody?
You have nothing to serve.
You have nothing to serve.
Nothing to serve.
You have nothing to serve. So mask, A, is acknowledging how you feel. Having these kids here in the house 24/7 ain't no joke. That's the truth, how you feel.
Yes.
When your girlfriend calls you and say, how you doing over there with them kids? You can then say, I'm cool.
I'm cool.
But you're really not. You got to be able to say, girl, today was a rough day, Jesus.
Yeah.
I love these kids.
But I don't like them right now.
If they come over here with one more third grade math problem, they're going to be seeing Jesus pretty soon.
Yes.
But that's the truth.
That's that truth.
That's the truth.
Yes.
And that's the truth. And then the next, for S in the mask, it says, seek community. There you go again. We back at that community piece.
Yes.
If Rona has not taught us anything, Rona has taught us that we do really want to be around people.
Yeah. I thought I was a lonesome little hermit crab. I'm not really that. I
No.
don't even like y'all. Here's my moment of truth. Okay.
Okay, let's anchor. Let's anchor down. Anchor down in this truth.
Moment of truth. This is foreign. Getting up on these lives. I think this is like day 4. I skipped yesterday. This is foreign, but this allowed me to know what she just said is made me realize that I do miss that connection with people. I am a hermit, Martha. You don't know me, but but like it's making me realize, okay, so when it's one-on-one, I'm cool.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm realizing I think I'll be okay if it's more than just one-on-one. So you're right on that one. I miss you too, Martha. I miss you too.
So it's seeking community, but I have to put this piece in. You all, we do not know what true friendship is. I gotta come up. You know why?
Why?
Because you haven't really taken the time to define friendship for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And that friendship is being a friend to yourself
first.
And so looking for or seeking community and being in community, that is vital.
Mm-hmm.
It's vital to your existence. But there's some of these shows on TV, I can't watch them because it makes me sick to my stomach, because I think time is the most valuable thing. Like, Bev, thank you. Thank you for wanting to support me in my venture. Thank you for giving me your time.
Yeah.
To say, let's go on live. Let's talk about this.
Yes.
Because guess what, Bev? You cannot get this second back that you just gave me.
Oh, no.
You cannot get that 5 minutes back that you can just gave me. Now, I need everybody to fasten their seatbelt. Everybody fasten
it's on, boo.
seatbelt. Fasten your seatbelt. I'm about to make sexy grief. I'm about to make
grief sexy. I'm ready.
I'm about to make grief sexy. I'm about to make. Why we in relationships that's wasting our time that we can't get back?
Ooh, that part. Ooh, that part.
Some of us should have had a funeral a long time ago for that relationship.
Ooh.
Some of us should.
Let me get out this screen real quick.
Some of us should have had a homegoing ceremony long time ago for that relationship. Homegoing.
Wow.
We allow toxic relationships to take up our time.
Yeah.
That we can't get back.
Ooh,
My cousin Martine, we want to walk. And I call my walks in the morning gratitude walks, right?
Yeah.
Sha-la-la-la, praise God. Sha-la-la-la, praise God. Sha-la-la-la, praise God. I'm on my walk. And she goes, oh, did you calculate? She's always calculating. I don't do math, Mama. I don't do math.
Sixth grade. She's
calculating, looking up her app, calculating. Do you know this person? How many people? Mama, I don't want to know. I don't do math. I don't do math. I don't want to know. She's like, oh, can you believe it? Since Corona started, 42,000 people died.
Oh, Lord.
Mama, really? This is a gratitude walk. When I supposed to go, thank you, Jesus, for my life. Thank you, Jesus, for my life. Thank you, Jesus, for my life. Right?
Yes.
That's my gratitude walk.
Right.
But then she had me go in a deeper place of reflection. At the time, it was 42, right?
Right.
1,000 people who have died. I went on to think, how many of them showed up for their life?
Ooh.
How many of them wasted time in toxic relationships that they knew weren't going anywhere?
Come on now.
How many of them stayed with a man or stayed with a girl that they knew did not provide any substance?
Ooh, come on.
Let me get off this live.
No. We got a little bit more time.
They're not ready. They're not ready. myself.
No. Go ahead. Because even if you get off, this is gonna stay on for 24 more hours. Somebody gonna get it. Drop that truth bomb. They need to hear it. They need to.
Yeah, so we're in these relationships that have now become a distraction. I'm making grief sexy by giving you some knowledge about grief.
Yes.
We're staying in these relationships because we're afraid to grieve, that we're afraid of being by ourselves.
Ooh, that part. Ooh.
I'm going to keep them by my side because the real truth of why I'm in that relationship, because I'm afraid of being by myself. 42,000 people have died. And my question was, I hope they showed up for their life.
Ooh, how much time did they waste?
How much time did they waste?
How much?
Let me tell you
Lord
something.
have mercy.
Whenever I feel like I want to have a pity party,
or
I want to say, oh, life is bad, Jesus ain't listening to me, nothing's going right, I take a walk through the cemetery. That's one of my activities. I take a walk through the cemetery. And what I learned in taking those walks during the cemetery is, let me tell you what I learned in taking those walks. When I talk, nobody talk to me back. When I sing, hallelujah, nobody sing to me back. When I do my dance, nobody dance with me back. So if nobody's dancing back, I've never seen anybody come back from the grave. I'll be damned before I'm with a man who don't love me through his actions.
Yeah. That part.
Why? Because the truth of how we feel, where we feel, is dealing with, well, if a man is not with me or if a woman's not with me, what does that say about me? Nothing, fool.
Nothing.
They just don't see your beauty. That doesn't mean you have to stay with them.
That part.
That doesn't mean it. That's that sexy wisdom, grief.
There it is. Make it real. So it's nothing sexier than being real.
No.
It's nothing sexier than that.
And that's what I'm saying. I don't even know if I finished this about Tamar's drawing. Let me see if I can get it off. Tamar did this drawing. Y'all see it? I've been hanging this up in my
Well, I don't know. Your phone acting like an Android right now. Respect to all you Androids.
You stop it!
It's kind of blurry.
Because it's the reflection. Do you see it? She says, messy on the outside, but I'm cute on the inside.
Woo!
Hold on. Look at messy on the outside, but I'm cute on the inside. 7-year-old.
Something.
She get it from my mama. I'm her mama.
Ooh, yes.
She get it from her mama.
That was 2 years ago. She's 10 now, right?
Yeah. Oh, wait. How much? 10?
Herdine. Y'all forgive her. She's a brilliant mind. I promise you she is. She really is brilliant.
Let me act like I got some sense.
Ooh, child.
The truth of the matter is, that's from a 7-year-old packed with wisdom.
Herdine, that's not 7.
45.
Herdine, that's not 7.
I know she more like 42. Some of us, and hey, let me put this grief. Here I am. I'm dropping another sexy grief wisdom.
Okay.
Here it is. The emotional thing about grief, it is normal and it's natural.
Yeah.
It is normal and it is natural. What's not natural about it is that we don't know how to sit in it because we've never been taught to.
Ooh.
So, first thing, I'll say case in point. Probably since I was 16, every time things go bad, I'm like, Jesus, just take me home. I can't take it anymore. My heart can't break no more, Jesus. Just take me home. Just let me give up. Don't wake me up in the morning. Why? because I was never taught how to sit and say. I had to learn it was okay to be sad. I had to learn that this life is not perfect.
Mm-hmm.
I had to learn that. We
Yeah.
have to learn that as a society, this life is not perfect.
It's not.
Too many of us are wasting time trying to get a perfect life.
Mm-hmm.
This life is not perfect. I mean,
I
it's
find
not meant to
perfection
be.
in imperfection.
Yes. This
It's
life isn't meant to be perfect. This
mm-hmm.
life is meant to be real. And what the truth is, you will experience hills and valleys.
Yes.
Hills and valley. And if you want to have well-being of the mind, well-being of the mind, well-being of the mind requires you to be sad and happy.
Yes. I love that. I love that. Redefining grief and making grief sexy. Herdine, we got about 5 more minutes.
We got any questions? We got
So let's
questions?
see if we
What you
can
want?
get a couple of questions in. If you have any questions for Herdine, please put it in the questions box. We got about maybe 5 more minutes. And Herdine, in the
In those
meantime,
5 minutes, hey! In those 5 minutes, Bev, put this on the pen. I
what
am
is
doing
it?
a free. Do y'all hear me? Free.
A free masterclass.
Free. You know what free means? That five-finger deal. That five-finger deal. I'm doing a real deal on May the 7th at 7 p.m. Bev is putting it in the chat. It's in my bio. If you're not following me, go follow me, Herdine Mercier, so you can always get your wisdom, sexy wisdom. Don't leave this live without following me.
It's /masterclass, right?
Yeah, /masterclass. Sign up. Sign up for your 5-finger discount on wisdom knowledge in regards to gaining wisdom around grief. Register, like right now. Register. It's May 7th. I am going to be showing you how grief is keeping you from living your purpose.
Yes.
How grief is robbing you of the opportunity of really living this life of abundance instead of sorrow. Because too many of us are sitting or spending time in sorrow instead of just reflecting and learning from that experience.
Yeah.
So sign up.
Don't want to miss it. As you guys can see, she's an amazing individual.
Thank
you know. And as much everything she knows, trust me, you won't meet anyone realer than her. Okay? Go sit on her couch, and during this Rona season, as she calls it, you got virtual. Do you have virtual visits available?
Yes.
So go ahead and let the people know how to reach you. She has a podcast. She has a website. Go ahead and let them know all of this before it kicks us off.
Okay, so you can go to herdinemercier.com for all information. You can go and get your free gift. I like to give free stuff. I have a resource guide and book with over 61 reasons why people grieve. So you can get that wisdom, sexy, smart about grief. And then check me out at the Redefining Grief podcast. Redefining Grief podcast with Herdine Mercier, where I just drop it with real stories, just real stories, real life lessons, keeping it 100.
Yeah.
Doing what I do. I love talking about grief and helping you set you free so that you can live your life purpose. Thanks, Beth.
No problem, love. Everyone, let me check to see if we have any questions. So we don't have any questions right now. But guys,
if you have questions later on, get in my DM. I'm good with that too.
Yes. So, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Herdine, thank you. This was Spotlight Saturday with B Quality Locs. Join us next week. Next week, we will be going live and spotlighting another Black-owned business called She Has a Voice Ministry. If you guys have not heard of them yet, please follow them on Instagram. They're also coming up with a podcast. So please, 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 guys, support our Black-owned businesses, okay? So every Saturday, I'll see you. Her Dean's information, if you don't know how to spell her name,
it's in your bio. You're gonna be running my story.
I have a post with her information on my page. So click on that post and it'll redirect you to her page. Okay, guys? So thank you so much, everyone. Herdine, thank you for being on here.
Thank you.
You popped my cherry, boo.
You just now I'm ready for third grade math after this dialogue. I'm ready for third grade math.
All right, love. Thank you so much, everyone. This is gonna stay up for 24
Thank you,
hours.
Quality. You're the best.
Thank
Don't
you.
Get your hair well, she don't just take clients like that. You gotta make an appointment.
No, and I'm not taking any new ones right now.
I know.
All right,
bye.
y'all.
You're welcome. Follow me. Bye.
Be blessed, everyone.